Welcome back to Operation 43rd Wessex. This is turn 12. It's now January of 1942. This will be the KMT and the US part of the turn. Let's start off with the KMT. The KMT have $3 to spend, so 3 RPP to spend. They're going to buy 1 cav. There is no combat movements for the KMT, just some non-combat. So let's get that out of the way. Let's move this so we got some room. Okay, all right, so coming from Yunnan will be 4 cavalry, which will have a movement of 2, which 1 into Sik Kang and 2 into Szechuan, so they'll just join the card here that I've created. So just going under that card there. Then from Shenxi, 3 infantry will march south to Szechuan and join the card there. And I think that is about all we need to do. All right, then we'll place our unit and I'll do a quick unit recap. So our unit, our 1 cavalry will go onto the card in Szechuan. So that'll now give us a total of 4, 5, 6 cavalry, 1 mountain infantry. There should be now 8 plus 3 is 11 infantry, 1 AAA, 1 artillery in Szechuan. KMT troops in Shanghai, there's still 3 in there. 2 militia in, I think that's Quichao. Yeah, Quichao has 2 militia. Sik Kang has 1 militia. And there's also 1 militia there in Szechuan as well. And then in Yunnan, we've still got 3 militia and 8 infantry, 1 AAA. And that is all of the KMT stuff. All right, they will collect 1 for next turn. So they'll have 1 in the bank. All right, let's get to the US portion of the turn. The US are gonna roll for all the same techs again. So we've got construction at a 7, factories at a 7, radar at a 7, large ships at an 8, long range at an 8, jets at a 9, bombers at a 9. So let's get that out of the way. The challenge is going to be finding some room here because there is stuff going on all over the place. So let's set this up. I'll zoom out a little bit. All right, so I need to get my dice. Black, blue, red, white, blue, purple, and green. All right, let's see how we go. So blue 10, dark blue 10 is good. Then we've got a purple 11, that's good. Then what else we got? Blue 9, light blue 9, that's good. Oh, this is looking good so far. White 11. Then we've got a green 12. So let's have a look, another 5. Wow. Starting to make up for some of those crappy rolls early on. All right, so let's have a look and see what we got here. So we go factories, goes to stage 3. We missed construction, that's a bugger. Large ships goes to 3, nearly done there. Then we got long range, that is complete. We go jets, that's a nice one to get because that's a tough one to get. And bombers are now done. Bombers are now done, that's interesting. Do we want to change anything? Now, B-29s, I think, cost 11, don't they? I think they cost 11. Let's have a look. Sorry about this, I didn't expect to hit them. Yeah, that's 11. All right, we will slightly change our buy, considering we hit that. So let's get a B-29 out and replace it with this jet. All right, so let's do diplomacy real quick. So same colored dice. Black will be Brazil stage 1. We've got Mexico stage 1, dark blue. Peru, not on the board. Venezuela stage 1 with the light blue. Purple will be Ecuador stage 1. Colombia not on the board. And Ireland not on the board. Let's quickly do the diplomacy. See if we get any extra cash. That'd be nice. So we need a red and a black. Here we go. Here's diplomacy. I can see a 2 there. So red 2 is Peru, of course. It's one that we don't have, so that's now stage 1 for Peru. And I think that's all we got. Yeah, the rest is a swing and a miss. All right, so the US had 74 to spend. We spent it all. So let's start over here. So we're now going to B-29 for 11, a jet for 11, an attack transport for 7, artillery for 4, and another attack transport for 7. 2 infantry for 6, attack transport over here for 7. First part of, we'll start construction of 2 heavy cruisers, we'll start construction of a battleship, start construction of a fleet carrier. So let's add all that up. 11, 18, so 22, 29, 33, 40, 46, 53, 63, 69, 74. That's everything. All right, let's get to our movements. Where did I put my notes? Of course, I've just put them somewhere weird. Where did I put them? There they are. Sorry about that. All right, let's start on this side of the board while we're here. So we don't have any, again, we have no combat movements, which is kind of boring, but hopefully that'll change in the coming turns. So let's start here with 2 fleet submarines that are in P22. Coming out of the sub base from P22 with a movement of 4. They're going to head down to Samoa. 1 into 1 into 29, I should say. 2 into 38, 3 into P56, 4 into Samoa. So they're going to be down there. Joining them will be this fleet, which I've broken up already. So off the card here, off the fleet. So essentially the fleet that was here, what will remain behind will be a heavy cruiser and 2 destroyers. Everything else will be heading south. So on that will be the 3 transports, which will, with a movement of 3, 1, 2, 3, will go to Samoa. Oh, I should have really filmed this on the other side. This is doing my back in. Joining them will be 6 infantry. Actually, let's go 5 infantry and a AAA. And they're landing in Samoa, and then the rest of the fleet. So the fleet here on this card I've now got, which is 2 fleet carriers with a fighter and tactical apiece, 2 battleships, 3 heavy cruisers, 1 light cruiser, and 2 destroyers with a movement. So coming from major dockyard, 1, 2, 3, and that fleet is now going to be down there in Sea Zone P66. The transports will go in port, and the rest of the fleet will be at sea. So again, an import marker down there. So it'll be the 5 infantry and a AAA, and the only things will be in port will be those 3 transports. Okay, thanks. All right, coming from C zone P29 with a movement of 1 will be 2 coastal subs. That'll slide up to P22. And I think that's everything on this side of the world. Let me double check. Yeah, that's all good. Yep. Okay, let's go over to here in the Atlantic, and I'm going to film it from this side. Okay. Okay, so from A25, or correction, from New York City, this attack transport leaves port with two infantry, with a movement of 3, 1, 2, plenty of room. They're going to go in port in Portugal and dropping off those two infantry in Portugal. And all right, from Washington DC, 2 infantry will rail to New York. The medium bomber that's in southern England is going to fly to Portugal. So with a movement from an airbase with a movement of 6, 1 into 21, 2 into 28, 3 into 35, 4 into Portugal. I'll just join this army here. That's building up nicely. Then we've got a seaplane in northern Algeria with a movement of 6. 1 into M2, 2 into A44, 3 into A35, 4 into A27, 5 into A20. Can he make it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so from M2, 1, 2 into 44, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he lands in southern England. So I'll just pop him over there. Let's see what else I've got to do. All right, I think that's it. Should be getting to placement of units. All right, so we've got 2 infantry that we're going down in San Francisco here. Also going down in port will be in San Francisco will be an attack transport. The 2 heavy cruisers will go all the way over here onto stage 2. Oh God, didn't think about this. The battleship and the fleet carrier will go on there as well. This is good for my back. Okay, the rest of it's going on the Atlantic side. So let's put this over here. And I'll carry this stuff over. So we've got a jet and a B-29 that we're going down in Portugal. And then we've got 2 attack transports. One will go in port in Portugal, and the other one will be in port here in New York. And then finally we have a artillery, which we will also place in New York. All right, let's get to income and disposition. All right, so the United States Hasn't changed, so it still collects 74 for next turn. Let's do a quick unit recap. All right, so in New York City, there's a transport import to infantry and an artillery. Militia in Puerto Rico. Import in Portugal will be 4 attack transports. There's a destroyer at sea with 2 coastals. So these guys are in port, so I need an import marker for them. Let's do that. So in Portugal now, there is a B-29, 2 jets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 infantry, is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 infantry, 2 medium armor, 1 artillery, 1 AAA. And I think then we've got our seaplane here in southern England, medium bomber. Yeah, if I didn't say that, that's here as well. Let's go to the other side of the world. San Francisco, 3 infantry. Oh, forgot to move the rest of my ships, so they'll come up 1, 2. I did write that down for some reason. I didn't read it. So it's 2 battleships and heavy cruiser. Oh, correction, 2 battleships and a light cruiser. Probably no real need for a task force marker just yet. So they'll be at sea. So at sea in P-29 will be 2 battleships, 1 heavy cruiser, 1 light cruiser, 2 destroyers. On Hawaii, probably didn't show any of that. On Hawaii, there's 3 infantry, 1 light armor, 1 militia. In Midway, there is 1 militia, and at sea in P-22, there are 2 coastal subs. Wake has a militia. Let's go all the way down here. All right, so on the card, in port in Samoa, will be 3 transports. On the island itself, probably there are 5 infantry, 1 AAA, 1 militia. At sea, oh, there's a coastal there. I didn't ask Hambone if he wanted to engage. I just really didn't think that would be relevant. Sending that whole fleet, I'd imagine he'd choose not to engage. It'd be kind of suicidal. But if he wants to engage with that coastal, he's free to do so. We can just PBE that later. But at sea, there is 2 fleet carriers, fighter tactical apiece, 2 battleships, 3 heavy cruisers, 1 light cruiser, 2 destroyers, along with 2 fleet submarines at sea. And I think that's everything. I'll turn it over now to Panzer J, Chris, for his turn for the Germans, and we'll see what happens in Leningrad. Okay, thanks for watching.